Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Tuesday, July 28th, 2020. Man, I'm tired this morning. I just woke up kind of in a stupor. All right, look, let's talk here what's happening. Number one, the Federal Reserve is about to begin new asset purchases regarding mortgage-backed securities and treasuries to the tune of at least $9 billion per day, on top of what they're already doing here. No surprise to you if you follow this blog. We haven't seen anything yet. Believe me on this. Speaking of the Federal Reserve, well, today they're having their lovely get together, and tomorrow we get to hear their announcement on policy. I mean, you got to be kidding me. I don't even know why they do these things. Obviously, they know ahead of time what they're going to do, how they're going to play it. This is like nothing spontaneous here. But that's what they try to convince us of. Oh, today they're having their meeting. They're having their big round table sit down. I don't know, more like a seance, I would be willing to bet. And then, of course, they spew whatever comes out of their pie holes. Look, these things, they're unhuman. You know that. They're not human beings. And they have an agenda that is not in any way, shape, or form good for you or me. All right, so let's talk about these markets right now. Stocks appear to be opening under pressure this morning across the board. The major indices are pointing towards lower open. Okay, let's talk about gold, silver, and cryptocurrency. Last night, Bitcoin was over 11,200 and change. It has pulled back just under 11,000 right now. The same thing with gold and silver. Look, understand, we had several record highs with regard to gold, and silver was about $26 an ounce last night. When anything goes up parabolic like that, a pullback is bullish. I've covered this a million times. Up, 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 up. You get a drop. You find a little bottom that's profit taking, and then you go up. There's the next leg. In this environment of exploding debt, exploding deficits, another $1 trillion in stimulus. That's what the freak show Democrats and freak show Republicans are talking about. Where's all this cash coming from? You notice how no one tells you, except me. And you know where it's coming from. They got to go right to the Federal Reserve and borrow it. And what does this do? This makes the Federal Reserve very, very happy. Nothing makes a Fed president or the Federal Reserve Board of Governors happier than to issue more debt, create more slaves. Again, you know why. Brings them right to where they want to be, the lender and buyer of last resort, so they can own the freaking world. And that's exactly what they're doing now. Period. The end. Let's talk about a few other things here. The dollar right now is slightly higher. You got crude oil that is lower. I forgot the exact number, not by much. Crude is lower. And the 10-year yield is real stubborn, hovering around 0.6. All right, so that's the story. That's where we are at. Stocks are poised for a slightly lower open. We'll see where this goes. Again, with the Federal Reserve about to make their announcement tomorrow, you would expect that the market's going to kind of just hover around and not do too much. Of course, unless they decide to float out some great story with regard to the vaccine. You notice how the U.S.-China trade deal is, you don't hear anything about it anymore. It's common knowledge that the deal is dead. There never was a deal. You know that. I outlined this for you since day one, that there was never a deal, that this was just a photo op. And again, I'm going to chalk that up to something that I've called 100% correctly. It's unbelievable how many people bought that. Oh, man. It's laughable. Absolutely freaking laughable. All right, so that's the story. So Federal Reserve are going to buy at least $9 billion more asset purchases, and no surprise to you, they're not done by a long shot. I mean, this is going to just get larger. So you know what to do. Continue to bet against this debt. Become your own central bank. Realize what the grand plan is here. Global takeover, a new dollar. And that's it. It's very simple, and there's no way to stop it. So you just need to sit back and think about what you need to do to get yourself on the right side of this thing. Because, like I just said, there's no way to stop it. This is a plan that's been in the works for over a century. All right, I'm out here. Love you a lot. Please share the video. See you, of course, later on.